When I need to visit a client for an installation, I need to bring a pretty wide variety of tools and materials. And normally I show up looking like this. A tiny tool bag, another bag stuffed with whatever didn't fit, maybe a back box of scraps and some finishing materials. I don't know what the client expects, but to me, this looks pretty unprofessional. I look more like a hobo than a furniture maker. This scrap of oak is basically my workbench. And there are tools I'd love to bring, like a hand plane and my good chisels, but I'm not throwing that into a shopping bag. Then I saw Mike Pekovich's recent content on the toolbox he's been refining over the years. That seemed like a perfect solution, except it didn't solve one of my biggest problems. I still need a workbench. So I thought, what if I could build something similar to Mike's, but somehow integrate a usable work surface onto it? And this is what I came up with. It's basically a traditional traveling toolbox, but I modified the top to make it more useful when I'm working away from the shop. This isn't a build video, so I'm not going to spend 20 minutes showing you how I cut dovetails. The basic construction is inspired by Mike's toolbox, although I didn't take his course, so I worked out the details by myself. The construction is pretty traditional. Dovetails along the bottom and wedged through mortise and tenons in the middle. The front and back panels were a little more complicated because I needed to allow for seasonal wood movement. I'll show you what I did here, although I'm curious whether or not you think I got this right. So on the top of this panel is a through mortise and tenon, and that's glued. But the bottom has only a half mortise and tenon, that's why you don't see it coming through here, that rides in a slot, and that's not glued, so that it can expand this way and contract this way throughout the seasons. The drawer is pretty simple, but now the smaller tools that used to disappear into the bottom of my bag actually have a place. I added some dividers here, and there are more dividers in the upper section. I deliberately left some extra room because I'm sure what I carry will change as I use it. But the part that really makes this work for me is the top. I wasn't sure this whole idea was even going to work, so I wasn't about to spend several $100s on a nice end vise. This is a pretty cheap one. If I end up using this as much as I think I will, I can always upgrade it later. Besides the end vise, the top also has 3 dog holes that I can use for holding work in various ways. I also added this tapered dovetail wedge, which I think is called an Arikoma. It's typically found on a Japanese planing board. I can use it as a stop when I'm working with a hand plane. There's a slot in the front for lifting the lid, but I can also use it for clamping. And the 2 slots on the sides are actually the handles for carrying the box, but they work for clamping too. But there's one more thing. And now I have a workbench. It's not completely finished. I still need a better way to support the top when it's open. I'm thinking of something like a solid, almost like the prop rod on a car hood, rather than a leather or chain, because this top is pretty heavy. There's one other issue, and that is the whole thing, when it's fully loaded with tools, is pretty heavy. I don't need to carry it very far. I only need to move it from the car, and I'm thinking from the car onto a small cart with some wheels or something like that. Just something simple that I can wheel into the client's house. But I think this is going to be a much better solution than showing up at a client's house with 3 shopping bags and a scrap of oak. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Please feel free to leave me a comment or a question. I reply to everyone.